in case. Just in case, because I hate to lose a whole bunch of progress. I should save once in a while. Should something happen, like the computer restarting. Let us contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Can't only one person open it? Or whatever? Now then, Detective Sky, your report if you please. I'll start with my findings. Please let me be wrong about this. Please let me be wrong so that we lose the case and I get executed. I just want things to be as they were. Oh, I wonder if they're going to pull, like, oh, he was dying and they put him in the sarcophagus and it's so cold there that he mostly died so his spirit could come out and be channeled, but he's still alive and we're going to have a happy ending. A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old. Several days old? That's surprising. A body? Detective Sky, tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base. I have a photo of the body, and I have positively identified it as... Dirk Sadmati. Happy game. Dirk! Ow. I thought he was going to do that. Why? Why'd this have to happen? Damn it, Dirk. Answer me. How can this be? The traitorous snake, the very head of the insurgency. Murdered? Oh, what a joyous day. Those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Well, accused is dead. Cancel the entire trial. No more consequences. You are correct. You are correct. Who? What? Was I even... What was I fighting for? Apollo. What am I supposed to do now? Legally speaking, what is the legal procedure? It was Iris. You were fighting for Iris. Son. A lawyer. Should never look the way you do right now. A dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. But, Dirk, what if the truth is that you're... Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you. And I know you can handle the truth no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. You believed in me that much, Dirk? I don't believe in Nayuta, though. He screwed up one too many times. He really did. Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now, not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. I'm Daijobu. Apollo. Detective Sky. Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. I believe they are the cause of death. 3 times in the chest. Well, the gun is like a 4-barreled gun, and there's 1 bullet that was found off in the distance. At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then who was channeling him? I think it would have to be someone who could get in and stay in the U.S. without arousing suspicion. Yet also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. Okay, so that was Maya?
Take that!
Shot 3 times in the chest, once for each day they've been dead. That's how it works. That's how bullets work. And time. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm. A pretty big one. Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out, and that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Ms. Fey, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he? I didn't realize I was still on the stand. I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died. So I was right then. Apollo. There's something I need to tell you. It's about, you know, Dirk's final moments. I'm listening, Ms. Fey. So should I keep going? Or is that, like, if there is a whole nother, like, stream worth of this game and before we get to the ending, which I think there will be, because we have not addressed this at all. What else have we not, like, this hasn't come up at all. The fingerprint on the butterfly pen. Keep going a little longer, you think? Because normally, like, I don't have a problem going for a while tonight, but it probably means that there are some people that won't be able to see the end. It's like I said, I don't want to save the rest for Tuesday if there's only like an hour or so left, and I'm not sure how close we are to the end. I guess there's the pink pendant, photo of my father. We will at some point show the law book for some reason. And his badge. This hasn't been brought up yet. It doesn't seem like we're super close, but I'll keep going, because maybe, who knows. What happened in his final moments? It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder. Hey, young lady. Time to get you up and out of here. Oh. It's that revolutionary guy. I'm here to rescue you. You are? Why? I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted. But why would a rebel help me? Let's go, before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. Long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga, I know you're up to something. I'm going to find out what. Objection. Why is this already shattered? Objection. Rrrg. That's got a smart. You become a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Did you really think a pea shooter like that could kill a dragon? What the? What are you, some kind of freak? Nuts to this! Four means death, deepest symbolism. Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. Arng, these ropes. I've got to help you. Relax. It's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way, but it doesn't look like I have much longer. No, don't say that. You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit. Stop it! Don't give up like that. If you do, untying a rope like that'll be child's play. No. Please, hang in there. You can still make it. Promise. Promise me one thing, young lady. It's about my son. He didn't tell you which one? Tell my son he was my favorite son. Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. Rude. Let's just assume it's not Nayuta. He said he wanted to see you one last time. So he asked me to return to the U.S. and channel his spirit. He really said that? Mm-hmm. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years but kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance. You just show up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice. Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk, you really did come to the U.S. because you wanted to see me. Kinda after his last chance if he's dead. Hey, Somi! Good to see you. And hang on. So wait a minute. So when Maya channeled him, why wasn't he confused? He was like, oh, I just had the strangest dream. I dreamed that I was shot. I guess this means it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb. Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on even though the trial's over. The trial is very much over. I know, Miss Faye, and I won't disappoint him. Or maybe are we going to have a whole, like, another investigation and separate... No, of course not. Defense, if you are ready to proceed, I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case? Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now. Very well. Your explanation, please. Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m., the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Ms. Faye, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb, at 3 p.m., Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2 p.m. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Ms. Faye.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it? The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 p.m. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange, which is still silly. Dead people are supposed to know that they're dead in this universe, but once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 p.m., she snuck up from behind and hit him with Justice Hammer number 1. Oh, no. And forcibly... That's... You can't do that! Forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss... What, the Akuyo Taisan? Just... Papa? Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible. Actually, there is a way to do that. With a Magatama of Parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave. I guess we did establish that. Maybe. I've forgotten. It's been a long time since the first case. Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... That it was... That's right, Prosecutor Submati, and you've seen one in action before. Oh, not case 1, case 3. Okay. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned a spent pale brown afterwards. I had forgotten that as well. In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Ms. Faye's body, right? I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all. After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Ms. Faye in her usual outfit and tied her up. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Why not? Then, Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Dirk. What was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? So ultimately, it was all for naught. Nayuda? Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people, and in the end, they were simply fantasies. I don't... I guess Leighton is not canon. There's no reason that it can't be, maybe, but I don't think it is. Nayuda, how can you... Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams. No. Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. Haven't we just kind of, like... Aren't we on the cusp of proving in court that the Queen murdered him? Won't that pose a problem? Now, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun. No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Ms. Fey? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 p.m., you have yet to substantively prove it. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 p.m.? Well, no, I don't, but it seems further testimony will be required of me. As it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion, I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Sadmari, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sadmari to be the foul murderer that he was, and every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act. As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Nayuda doing this? Garan shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Nayuda, what's left to chain you to her like this? Very well then. Queen Amara, please proceed with your additional testimony. Okay. Shoko. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Ms. Fey. Now let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people. Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now. The defense may proceed with its cross-examination. Bonk.
Hold it!
You're saying the Dirk who entered the tomb is the one who killed Minister Inga? I am. I stand firm with the prosecution's original charge against the accused. The only issue is whether that Dirk was alive or dead. That's a pretty major issue. Oh, I beg to differ. For here in Khura'in, death is not the end. It is merely a change in one's address, for the Twilight Realm is only the next door over. Is it really? It is. Those who have only recently passed away may call upon you in the night. Such occurrences are quite common in our kingdom. Just kidding, right? In all the time I've spent here, I'm happy to say it's never happened to me. Me neither. You need not fear death. Embrace it, along with your guilt. Then you may begin your journey to the Twilight Realm.
Hold it!
I admit I don't have any solid evidence yet, but you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Ms. Fey, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Khura'in. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garan was with me and Mr. Wright, while Ms. Fey was tied up in the tomb. That means the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara. Pwaha. Eek! Forgive us your mercifulness. Really, Your Majesty? But have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Khura'in?
Objection!
Oh, come on. What are the chances? I wasn't allowed to claim this before, so you're also not allowed to claim this. You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer, which is why you have had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her. I tried that earlier, and you called me a pepper or something. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? Of course I can't. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. You either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Guess I'll prove she was in the tomb, maybe. I can prove that she was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you are ever bent on painting me as the killer. Well, if the shoe fits... Very well. Let us see some evidence that proves I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? There is nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime. This. Maybe. Yeah, sure.
Objection!
Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb, and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime. And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused? That's what I thought, too. After all, Dirk had said it did himself. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Coveting?
I can't do it if you're watching.
For who?
If you just turn around.
Blind, welcome.
Alright. Can't do it if you're leering at me. It's creepy.
I'm still right now trying hard to decide whether I want to finish the game tonight. Because I feel like we probably have at least another hour and a half to go. Maybe. But maybe not. Like, maybe we're closer than I think. And I don't want to save some for next time and then start it up next time and go like 45 minutes and go, oh, that was the end. Because that's annoying. So I think we're just going to push ahead and finish tonight. There is a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. This? No? Is it the thumbprint itself? I guess it's maybe the... We don't know, but okay.
Take that!
It seems the strength of my evidence has rendered you speechless, Queen Amara. On the contrary, she is merely flabbergasted that you somehow considered this to be relevant. Well, look at you. Guess you just have a knack for reading your mother's mind, huh? No, please, anything but that. It's a heck of a way to lose a hit point. About to run Doma Castle. Exciting. And here's a little something extra. Ah, stop, I'm begging you. Apollo, take a good look at the evidence again. Based on what we now know, there has to be something that's taken on a new significance. It would appear that the pendant did belong to the accused, after all. Something that... A certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't... Oh, wait. No. I was about to say maybe he's wearing it. No. Oh, crap! I meant to look at it. I meant to look at it, not present it. Wrong button. Brarg. La 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 la. Come on. All right. So I presented that by mistake. Evidence that shows that the pendant is not Dirk's. Is it the fact that he does not in his description? No. I don't think... It doesn't appear to be that. The arson incident. Oh, okay. I did not even look at this picture. He has a blue one? Is there a matching pair of pendants? That's a photo of the accused body, is it not? Yes, it is. I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot in it. This right here proves the pendant wasn't... Well, look at how clean his fingernails are. You think someone with clean fingernails would have a pink pendant? You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant, except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it. Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them, but in different colors? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. A pair. If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Man can't own two pendants. It's against the law. Who do you suppose it belongs to?
Objection.
Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs. Yeah, there is. That's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmati. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again. Now this is where it gets interesting. When we opened this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside, on the back of the lid to be exact. What? No. So now the question is, to whom does this fingerprint belong? Queen Amara. It belongs to you, doesn't it? Oh. Seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. I should cast resist. I should put up my tiger barrier before I attack her again. She'll counterattack with the tiger, and I have to have high defense against it. This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you. Nayuta, Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit, and he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. But why would he do such a thing? You really don't know? He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath and beyond. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used. But he kept quiet, all for your sake. Dirk, why do you always... Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. I'll make sure you go to jail for that. Are you going to betray him now? Aren't you kind of betraying him by making sure that she gets found guilty? You win yet? Nah. Dirk. Ah! Or did we? This cannot be. I refuse to accept it. Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime? I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigator Khura'in, who slew Minister Inga. That's preposterous! Whoa. He got up real quick. What do you call that? Ukemi, when you slap the floor as you hit it, so you take no damage, just pop right back up. This is beyond belief. Mother, why would you? Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way. The only way. So in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk Sadmati. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime, so why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could come back to haunt you. I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband, yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unable to discard this or part with it for even a short time. As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years. Mother. So she really believes it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her? Your Majesty, is it not time time to declare Dirk innocent. I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm.
Very well, then. Your Eminence, Prosecutor Sadmati, if you have no further objections.
Arg! This cannot be. My mother? I have no objections. Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But...
Very well, then. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with the assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Sadmati.
yeah. I'm like, oh! She's objecting. Your benevolence? I cannot accept this.
Is something the matter, your benevolence?
Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father.
What's with her all of a sudden?
Is this some sort of lingering affection toward Nana? Rafa. Speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father? Yes. There is no mistake. Yeah, well, because we still have I think we're going to hit another checkpoint is what's going to happen. And we're going to do the finale of the trial later. Because, like I said, still, his father hasn't come into it at all. No, we used that. We haven't used this yet. And we haven't used this. And we haven't said anything about the Founder's Orb whatsoever.
She has confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings.
All right, you're going to bed? You can go to bed. Like, we're either going to hit a checkpoint really soon and I'll end, or I'll just end anyway. Barbed head, horned head, are you going to let this stand? Dirk's been proven innocent, and he's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. Apollo, if you have any doubts, now is the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is a place for finding the whole truth, but it's all up to you. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. I'm going to save here. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue this trial? Nah. Bolton's got to go to bed. We should end it here. Is this the right thing to do? Dirk's been proven innocent, so there's that. But has every last bit of the truth really come out here today? Apollo, if you have any doubts, you should keep digging deeper. If you can't get to the truth here in a sacred hall of justice, where else can you? Right. Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth, and the only way we'll ever find it is if we continue this trial. Hornhead!
Very well, then. Will the defense please tell us this? What important fact about this case has yet to come to light?
The motive. Queen Amara, there's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga? That is a fair question, and one that I shall now answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Khura'in. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity. Further tragedy? Over the past several years, Minister Inga had been rapidly expanding his power. He had established the secret police and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat. You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb, which led to Maya Fey's abduction? Yes. Minister Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power, after which he would assassinate Garan and usurp the throne.
His machinations lay undetected for years.
His... I can never, again, for the rest of my life, read the word machinations without thinking of Pro CD. His machinations were reminiscent of the terrible tragedy of 23 years ago. And as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow a repeat of such events. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. What I'm starting to wonder is this maybe Amara just in a plain old actual disguise? If she disguised herself as the queen to go and give her an alibi if she disguised herself as Garan in order to give Garan an alibi to go actually do the thing. That's what I'm currently thinking. Security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling, and Inga had barricaded himself in the tomb with his hostage away from prying eyes. Oh, did you? I see. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so... At 2 p.m., during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. My bracelet! Apollo! Yep. It seems this trial is far from over. So, on that precise note, we shall end. It does seem that this trial is far from over. So, Tuesday we will have another day of Phoenix Wright goodness. And then Thursday, I assume Tuesday we're going to finish this. If I am not wrong, then Thursday we will start La Mulana, a blind playthrough of La Mulana. And then we'll go from there. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you've been having a good time. More of this on Tuesday.